Hi guys, what's going on? My name is VANG1LF. Today we've got a heritage hybrid. Now this is a special one for me, and the rules are as follows. We have got 4 nations in my family tree, so I'm going to use those 4 nations and put them into a hybrid. So basically we're going to do them nation by nation. First all is Ireland, and as you can see we've got Shay given in goal, and he was actually quite a good goalkeeper for me. The best way to describe him is like, I'd say he's like Pepe Reina, but not as good. He can either make some brilliant saves, or he could let in some absolute howlers, and that's just the way it was for me with him. But I think I would probably give him 8 out of 10 because he was really cheap, so I couldn't really expect anything else but that. So we're going to move on, and we've got John O'Shea centre back, as you can see on the screen there. John O'Shea is fairly slow, to be honest, but I think he makes up for that defending wise. I mean, I didn't really have a problem with him. I thought I didn't really notice the pace was that bad, to be honest, because he kind of stood up with defenders and just kind of said, "What are you doing?" and like took the ball off them. Basically, he just bullied them out of having the ball. So I thought he was quite a good defender. We're going to move on to the Polish now. We've got Piszczek at right back in form. He cost 110,000 coins, and I was really disappointed with Piszczek. Basically, I could not see. Do you know when you just attack and your right back is in the attacker position? He just kind of acted as a right winger, so that means my right winger just didn't get the ball at all. So going back defensively as well, he wasn't there either because he was still up at a right mid formation position. He was just, I don't know how to describe him. It was just never there. He just kind of felt like he just wasn't playing. So I would actually have chosen Philip Lahm or someone instead of him, but obviously Philip Lahm isn't Polish, so we have a problem there. Next up is right mid, and that is Jakub Blaszczykowski. If that's how you say his name? A lot of people pronounce it differently, but that's how I say it. He was a little bit like Piszczek. He just didn't seem to get into the games much. My left midfielder, Ryan Babel, he was actually a lot more active than Blaszczykowski. I think he played a couple of balls, Blaszczykowski, but that's about it. I can't remember if we scored a couple of them or not, but he was really a disappointment for me. I mean, I paid the most probably for him and Piszczek in this team, Polish-wise, and I was disappointed with him. We're going to move on to the first centre attacker mid, and that is Robert Lewandowski. Now, this guy was a lot better for me. He scored quite a lot of the goals. He was a star man when it comes to Poland, and I've got nothing to grumble about with him. His ball control is brilliant. His shooting is phenomenal. He's fairly quick. It's over 80. So for a centre attacking mid, I could not ask for any more, to be honest. I believe we're going to move on to the Dutch side of the team next, because we're going to leave the English side to the last, seeing as I am mainly English, born and raised in England. There's his in-game stats, not in-game, there's his card stats, sorry, I do apologise. But as you can see, he is really quite good. I mean, he was probably my favourite player of the whole team, to be honest, and it's saying a lot. Here's the Dutch side. We've got Eric Peters on a left back position. His pace is 72, but it felt a lot more than that. He seemed to intercept the balls a lot better than Piszczek. He seemed to be in the right position, and we even got a goal with him, which is very rare for me with a defender. so I'd really, out of 10, I'd probably give this guy a 9, because we only paid 1,200 for him, and it was phenomenal for that price. Like, he plays for PSV, left back, Eredivisie. I could not grumble at all with this guy. But the next guy we're going to move on to is actually Ryan Babel. He used to play for Liverpool. Some of you may remember him from when he did play at Liverpool. I thought he was an alright player at Liverpool. He was really quick. On the game it says, I think that says 85, but do you know when the player just kind of plays a lot different to what the card says? He felt so much quicker than that. He felt like 97 or something like that. It felt like Theo Walcott was on the left hand side of the pitch for me. He was just bombing it up and down the pitch. We've got this clip here where he crosses in, and John O'Shea actually gets a shot off, but finishing wise, Babel was a disappointment. This was the only goal I scored with him, and it was a tap-in, so I wasn't really happy with him as a player. I mean, I keep saying this, I keep saying that the team, like, I'm not happy with them, but as a whole, they actually played quite well due to the brilliant players. For example, Robin van Persie. He's got 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He's left-footed, obviously, a lot of you guys should know that, being football fans, but his right foot is actually pretty good. There's a left foot finesse around the goalkeeper. But Van Persie, on his card it says he's quite slow, but I don't actually think he's that bad. Like, when I was playing the through balls to him, he could run through and get onto him first, and he could hold the ball up really well to bring in the other players. Both the centre attacking mids would just bomb on past him and then would be in on goal. He's a really good player. We're going to move on to the English side now, and here we go. Centre back we have Gary Cahill. This guy was he was a beast, to be honest. I actually scored one of my favourite goals with him. It was on the edge of the box and I just smashed it with the right foot and it goes straight into the top corner. You might actually see it with the clips now. But as a defender, he seemed a lot quicker than a 60 odd pace defender. He seemed a lot faster than that. He did what John O'Shea did, where he could just stand the attackers up and just nick the ball off them. But if they actually did manage to get around him, Cahill could just run back like you saw there and just steal the ball back off them, and there's the finish. That is the goal that I was talking about. He's a pretty good player. I'd actually recommend him out of all of the defenders. He was probably the best one. As you can see here, this is where all the money got splashed out on. Informed Steven Gerrard. I've never used the Gerrard not informed card, but I was quite disappointed with this one. His long shooting was basically, do you know when you buy a player and you just expect him to have phenomenal long shooting? And I know that you shouldn't buy a player expecting them to be a certain way, but his long shots didn't feel as good as I wanted them to be. I mean, this one here, that was from just outside the circle in the middle of the pitch, but other than that, I didn't really get a spark with his long shots. I had that volley that you saw in the clips then, that was a beautiful goal, right in the 90th minute, proper Gerrard style volley, loved it. But as you can see, he's a lot faster than what I thought he was going to be. 72 pace. I thought that EA would have penalised him for being a little bit older and given him like 40 pace, because they seem to have a tendency to doing that. Right, we've got Wayne Rooney at centre attacking mid. This is the final player in the team, and I can just say, never use Wayne Rooney. I really didn't enjoy using him as a player. He just seemed to just be lazy, and I know in real life he's one of the least laziest people ever, but on the game he just felt like he was just kind of chilling, like in the middle of the pitch, like, yeah, you pass the ball to me and I'll just stand there and do nothing with it. It was just, I don't know, I just thought he was awful, to be honest. But saying that, I did score a few goals with him, so as I kind of contradicted myself there, I think the goals that I did score with him for outside the box. I mean, he's not a goal poacher on this game. Maybe as a striker he might be, but as a centre attacking mid, he just kind of hangs about there. And as you can see on the right hand side, we've got the star players, which is who I said: Cahill, Lewandowski and Robin van Persie. They're the prices of the team as well, so it's not a cheap team. I can suggest there's a lot of teams out there that you can make that are a lot better than this. But anyway guys, cheers.